I'm showing a lot of scorn on radar.
Alright, so what we're going to test right now is Icefall mantle. We're going to run some kind of new shit. We got these throwing hammers still, a pretty standard boink build, but we're going to combo it with the 1-2 punch. Some Ega egg attachment because we're running the Icefall mantle and we want that movement. And the Bastion is just for stun champions, so we're not relying on any of our weapons. It's mainly a hammer build. Right, so into it. You got the sword ammo finder, fusion ammo finder, elemental charge, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Now, typically when it comes to the stats, you want to go for high resilience. Recovery's alright, but I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to be taking care of that in different ways. So, when it comes to your mods, you can use quick charge because you're using all three, and you want the ready speed on each of those weapons. Charge with light is nice too, but again, you're not using your weapons that much. Next, you got your legs, which is probably the most important thing because you're using better already and insulation. Better already for the heals when you pick up the orbs, and then you get the insulation to give you more of your class ability. So your class ability is very important because you're going to funnel that into your Icefall mantle. Icefall mantle is going to get juiced because you're going to get that overshield, plus you're going to get that better already. So you're healing under the overshield, which sounds weird, but you see how it works in a bit. Back to the exotic though, the Icefall mantle is going to allow you to tank a lot of stuff with your hammers, and it applies stasis. So whenever you pop the Icefall mantle, you're going to go ahead and proc focus and lens off of your hammers. It's going to lead to some pretty decent damage. It's not like game breaking, but takes the difference from about like 30,000 maybe up to 50,000. So it's doing really good damage at the end of the day. Anyway, back to your mod, which is the focus and land ones. I'm running the artifice mod, but you can run whatever. I just like we need to run like some bomb or something. If you need that grenade, it's there to proc your roaring flames. Yeah, so your well of life is also on here too. So the synergy is you're gonna throw that hammer. It's essentially gonna proc your thermoclastic plume, which is also on your Icefall mantle, and your melee well maker when you get a kill, giving you an orb as well as one of your Well of Light mods, the solar ones, of course. Picking that up will proc you better already, which is going to make you heal, as well as give you back some of your class ability if you're already in the Icewall Mantle. So once you have both the orb and the well, you step over them. As you know, it gives you back class ability, but it's also going to go ahead and give you the Icewall Mantle. So you're proccing Icewall Mantle, you're freezing things around, you're creating orbs, you're gonna go ahead and take away Icefall Mantle when you start regenerating, so you can pick up those orbs and get that stasis lock going again. And you got Elemental Charge and Protective Light just to seal off the tankiness of the build. But yeah, this should work to be one of the strongest defensive builds. We shall see though. Of course, later on you can kind of use Icefall Mantles or whatever, but we'll test that later. Alright, so just to get into the synergy of this, of course we're getting that Roaring Flames times 3. we're using this to move in real quick, and we're actually gonna disengage our Icefall mantle so we can get it back in time for those champions up top. We got one unstoppable here. Gonna build that roaring flame again. This is very tanky. Right now we're seeing the healing as well as the protective light, taking advantage of that. And then if we need it in the pinch, we can proc the extra overshoot. Get back our hammer with that sword skating strat. I guess we didn't. Situations like this, you could always pop your super, and of course the super stacks with the overshield, so kinda got the best of both worlds. Now it's gonna be interesting because this is a hammer build, so in this case, what happens if you lose a hammer? Well, in my case, it hurts because it's not exactly something that's gonna come back soon, but you can counter that with different finishers and stuff. You got room in your mods for arc. I'll show you that later. Alright, so we can just pretty much beat overloads to death when you have your hammer. So going forward, it's just going to be a matter of proccing that 1-2 punch off the shotgun and comboing it with the Icefall mantle for maximum DPS on the champions and bosses. Right now, you can just kind of proc it, take advantage of the overshield. You know, when the ads are done, you just switch off the overshield and pick up those orbs from there on. It's pretty, got the flow of it, pretty much. Gonna take a while to build it, of course. Not muscle memory, and people don't just pop the barricade to be offensive, but as soon as you can master that, you become kind of like a tank, and you're all the way up in the enemy's face, and they can't really do anything about it. Like right here, it's just a matter of landing the first shot. You can stun overloads from far too, it doesn't matter. The goal of this whole build should be to get in the mix of everything, kill the biggest dude out there, and then from there, you just have the overshoot. So you take advantage of the focus and lens on the first guy. You can proc yourself with that Icefall, just like this. Hit him with the hammer, get him out of here. Of course, you want a 1-2 punch first. And then you would run up to the biggest guy. Or like next biggest guy, I guess, in this case. But yeah, that's the build. It's I mean, could be improved, I guess, but it's all about just ease. Like, I didn't feel like I was taking any damage the entire time.